Hello, hope you're doing well and welcome to my Smite 2 Izanami guide. Izanami, the Matron of the Dead, is a ranged physical god known for her incredible wave clear, high attack speed, and ability to pressure opponents with sustained damage and control. And today, I'll be walking you through absolutely everything you need to know to master this hauntingly powerful god. Izanami excels in fights with her unique ranged basic attacks and bleed mechanics, making her a force to be reckoned with in the right hands. Her kit rewards clever positioning, consistent aggression, and calculated use of stealth and utility to outmaneuver enemies. In this guide, we'll break down her abilities, combos, builds, and role affinities to help you unlock her full potential. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my future Smite 2 guides, as I'll be covering all of the gods in the game. Also check out my Discord server if you have any questions or want to join a friendly, non-toxic Smite community. Now let's dive into Izanami's abilities. Izanami's passive, Death Draws Nigh, empowers her as she takes damage. For each 1% of her max health loss, she gains physical penetration and intelligence. These stacks fade over time but cannot drop below the percentage of her missing health. This passive ensures that Izanami becomes deadlier as the fight progresses, rewarding calculated aggression. Izanami also has access to unique auto attacks. Where a traditional ranged auto attack would stop on first target hit, Izanami's will pass through all targets dealing damage and then return to her dealing damage on the way back like a boomerang. This is what contributes to her unmatched wave clear in Smite 2. Her first ability, Sickle Storm, will transform her boomerang-like basic attacks into a more traditional auto attack. While active, her attack speed increases significantly and her basic attacks gain bonus physical damage and apply a stacking bleeding effect. However, they lose their piercing and return mechanics, becoming a single target projectile like I mentioned. This ability also deals bonus damage to structures, making it an excellent tool for sieging objectives or securing kills in quick bursts. Spectral Projection is Izanami's second ability, a line skill shot that sends out a spectral projection of herself, dealing damage to any enemies in its path and slowing them for a short duration. This ability is highly versatile, serving as both a poke tool and a way to secure kills or escape. It can even pass through walls and can be cast while stealth with her next ability. Her third ability, Fade Away, allows Izanami to vanish into stealth and leap away from her current position, gaining movement speed while stealth. While in stealth, she can cast both Sickle Storm and Spectral Projection without breaking her invisibility. This ability is perfect for initiating fights, escaping danger, or outmaneuvering enemies in critical moments. And finally, Izanami's ultimate, Dark Portal, summons a destructive portal that deals instant damage to all enemies in the area, followed by damage over time. It also silences and slows enemies hit by the portal. The slow and silent effect provide excellent crowd control, while the high damage makes a powerful tool for turning team fights or finishing off key targets. Now you know what Izanami's abilities do, let's talk about how you should best use them. Izanami is primarily an auto-attack based god, which means she doesn't rely on traditional ability combos like some other gods would. Instead, her abilities are used to enhance her auto attacks or disrupt her enemies. However, there are smart ways to sequence her abilities during engagements for maximum effectiveness. Your second ability, Spectral Projection, is key to setting up engagements. Its slow effect makes it easier to land consistent auto attacks or follow up with your other abilities. At the start of a fight, open with Spectral Projection to slow your target, then follow up with your ultimate Dark Portal for high burst damage and crowd control. Alternatively, use Sickle Storm after Spectral Projection to amplify your auto attack damage while applying a stacking bleed effect. In extended fights, Fade Away can be used to reposition or re-engage after using Spectral Projection or Dark Portal. Remember, Izanami thrives in fights where she can freely auto-attack, so her ability usage should always prioritize enabling those opportunities while maintaining strong positioning. Now that you know how to use her abilities, where will you be playing Izanami? Izanami shines as both an ADC and a mid laner, where her strength as an auto-attack focused god can be fully utilized. Her excellent wave clear, consistent damage output, and long-range basic attacks make her a powerful pick in these roles. In the dual lane as an ADC, Izanami can dominate the laning phase with her ability to clear waves efficiently and pressure her opponents. Similarly, in the mid lane, her poke potential and ability to farm safely from a range allow her to scale effectively into the mid and late game. Izanami can also function somewhat efficiently in jungle. Her strong auto attacks and quick wave clear allow her to farm well, but she struggles when it comes to ganking. Her lack of crowd control or lockdown, combined with her reliance on auto attacks for burst damage, makes it difficult to secure kills in the jungle. This is compounded by the fact that her mobility fade away leaves her vulnerable once used, turning her into a sitting duck if a gank doesn't go as planned. As for support in solo, Izanami is simply not equipped to succeed. She lacks the tankiness, frontline presence, crowd control, sustain, or team peel necessary for these roles. Without these core traits, Izanami struggles to provide a meaningful impact in these positions, making her a poor choice for support or solo. In summary, Izanami excels as an ADC or mid laner, can be somewhat efficient in the jungle with the right playstyle, but should avoid solo and support roles due to her lack of essential traits for these positions. And for the section you guys have all been waiting for, the build section. I can't give you an exact build for Izanami as items in Smite 2 often go through changes, but I can tell you which stats to focus on and suggest some core items to guide your decision making. As a traditional ADC, whether you're playing Izanami in the ADC or mid lane, your build should focus on lifesteal, attack speed, strength, and either penetration or some critical strike chance, but not both. Mixing penetration and crit will often result in suboptimal damage output, so it's best to fully commit to one path. Start with a lifesteal item to enhance your sustain and lane presence. Great options include Devourer's Gauntlet, Bloodforge, and the Reaper, depending on your preference and the state of the game. Lifesteal is essential for keeping you healthy during prolonged engagements and enabling you to stay in lane longer. Next, shift into attack speed and strength items to maximize your auto attack damage output. Dagger of Frenzy, Braggy's Harp, and Hasten Fatalis are all fantastic choices that complement Izanami's auto attack focused playstyle. These items will allow you to shred through enemies and make it easier to kite and chase targets with your high attack speed. Once you've established a solid core, you'll need to decide whether to focus on penetration or critical strike chance for your late game damage. If you're opting for penetration, items like Kin's Blade and the Executioner are excellent choices. These items will allow you to cut through the enemy protections, making them highly effective against tankier compositions. If you're going for critical strike chance, consider items like Demon Blade and Deathbringer to amplify your burst damage. These items can lead to devastating crits that melt squishier targets quickly. Remember, choose either penetration or crit and build fully into that path. Trying to mix both will dilute your damage output and leave you less effective in teamfights and duels. Finally, as always, be prepared to adapt your build based on the enemy team composition and game state. Flexibility is key to maximizing Izanami's effectiveness in any given match. Now you can build into strength, power, penetration build and forego the attack speed for a more ability based style of play with Izanami, but it is really less common, and considering that you'd be completely sacrificing your first ability and special auto attacks, which make up the core of Izanami's strength, I've struggled to put it in this video and recommend it. But it is an option, as your ultimate specifically does scale pretty heavily off of strength and can deal a lot of damage, so take that build with a grain of salt. And that's it for my Izanami guide, but I wanted to leave you off with some tips and tricks to help you dominate your next game as Izanami. Use Fade Away to reposition or evade threats. Remember that you can use Sickle Storm and Spectral Projection without breaking stealth. Second, Dark Portal is excellent for controlling teamfights. Time it well to silence key targets and disrupt enemies' abilities. Probably most importantly, maintain aggression in lane. Take full advantage of your boomerang-like auto attacks to clear the wave faster than your opponents, using Spectral Projection if needed, and then use Sickle Storm to poke your enemy down. Leverage your passive, Death Draws Nigh, to become stronger as fights progress. Don't shy away from trades when you're low health, but still have your abilities ready. And finally, be mindful for your positioning. Izanami excels at dealing damage from a distance, but is vulnerable to hard crowd control and burst damage if you stand too close to the enemy. And that's it for my Izanami guide. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more Smite 2 content. Don't forget to join my Discord for tips, questions, or just hanging out with other Smite players. And finally, follow me on my socials, all linked down, specifically Twitch, to watch live gameplay and ask questions directly. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and found it helpful. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.